Once I paid this car off, which was like $60,000, he's like, that's an asset. I said, dude, it's not an asset. Show me how that's an asset. Okay, so it's very simple. An asset brings you money, and a liability, you lose money. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Carson C. Graham. Welcome back to Financial T. I'm your coach, your mentor, and the CEO of Financial T. And today we're talking about what's the difference between an asset and a liability. But hold up, before we get started, I gotta talk about this book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. Yeah, this book. Paperback. It's just been out. We're just celebrating the 20th year of the Rich Dad Poor Dad book. I love this book so much. If you're looking into getting financial literacy personally or for your business, definitely read this book. This book is literally about $7. This is a 20-year edition, and there's nothing that's changed, but it has talked about some of the newer things that have happened in today's society. I'm actually going to read this to you guys really quick. So in the book, he says this, and I'm reading this verbatim for you all. It's okay to be fearful. One way to overcome that is to start early and allow the power of compound interest to work for you. There's a staggering difference between a person who starts saving at the age of 20 versus the age of 30. Now, what I took away from this piece, and there's a lot of really good pieces I could have picked, is that I find that the younger you are that you start either investing or saving, the more you're willing to take risk, right? And the more you're willing to be to seek more knowledge and be open to it. See, the older we get, we get a little bit more fearful. We're scared about, well, dang, what if I learn something and make a mistake or whatever? And it's very much challenging the older we get. And you have to be knowledgeable of these type of things. So, putting my Rich Dad Poor Dad book over there. What is the difference between assets and liabilities? So what I want to do here is actually draw this, and don't worry, you guys will be able to see what I wrote here. We're going to draw two halves. So think about two halves, okay? One with an A, one with the L, okay? So assets, liabilities. Assets bring money in, you're adding. Liabilities, you're lessening, so you're losing money, okay? So what are some of those things that cause you to lose money? Well, like Robert Kiyosaki likes to say, the rich have less liabilities and more assets. The poor middle class have more liabilities. And how do you get out of that quadrant? How do you fix that? I had this conversation with a friend. So this is what really sparked this video in the first place, because he was just like, hey man, we just got out of the gym. And he's just like, okay, my car, I got this Audi, and man, it's cost me all this money with maintenance, normal stuff, right? And the thing is like, oh, well, once I pay this car off, which was like $60,000, he's like, that's an asset. I said, dude, it's not an asset. Show me how that's an asset. You know, it's not to pick on him or anything like that, but I was like, I can't have him walk away with information that's wrong. So he tried and tried and tried and tried. So I want to break it down what an asset and liability is. So your car, your phone bill, your electric bill, right? This is stuff that won't go away. Car, phone, electric bill. You also have, clothes. These are liabilities. This is not stuff that's going to make you any money, unfortunately. Now, some stuff you can actually turn your liabilities into assets. So your car, for instance, how can you do that? One, you can become an Uber or a Lyft driver, right? You're bringing money in, you're paying off that monthly payment, plus you're making a profit. That's a net profit. It's a positive. Now it becomes an asset, okay? Or say you put that car on Turo. Turo's very popular. So say your payment is $320 a month, right? I put it on Turo. After all my expenses, I'm still making a net profit of $150. That is now an asset, and now I can put that in the A quadrant. That's an asset, okay? Stocks, bonds, cryptocurrency. You can also get real estate. Now here's the other thing about real estate, right? And I told my friend this too. He just got a duplex. I said, listen, your asset, if you're only paying a mortgage and money coming out, that's a liability at this point. How does it become an asset? You put a renter in it. You do Airbnb. You do home living. If you do any of that, you are now bringing money in. If it's money coming out, that's a liability. It's not to shame anybody or say, oh, you're wrong, right? It's about having these conversations, honest conversations, but also having demonstrations of what it is. Right? Once you understand the difference and lessen your liabilities, things become a lot easier for you to live your life. I love this book. Why? Because it's very easy for me to understand, and it still resonates with me for today's economy and understanding what money really is. And once you understand those type of things, you take one thing at a time. Don't try to master all these topics at once. So we starting with the basics today with what's an asset and what's a liability. This is why we have Financial Tea. It's so important that we stay rejuvenated, you stay subscribing, you stay liking these videos so that you guys can get empowered and get the right information and have fun with it, right? Listen, finances, investing, saving, whatever you like to do, that's your thing. Take pride in it, have fun with it, and that's it. It's Carson C. Graham here, and stay rejuvenated.